I got to talk about Georgia politics now. But before I talk about Georgia politics and Riley Gaines trying to influence politics happening in my backyard, I need to flirt real quick with YouTube's ability and Twitch's ability to denote what should be censored or not. Now, ignore the fact that I'm going to be talking about MasterCard here a bit later, and they actually think they can denote what's censored, but this is fan art from Pernia, and we're going to show it anyway. So I don't think I need to explain what is on the image here, and I also don't think that I need to contextualize it. I think that if you're audio only, you can simply pause the video and take a look, and that's all you need to do. You have everything that you need, and that is not an outfit that my character is ever going to be in a model for various reasons. However, I do want to use this to make a short announcement. Not only should you subscribe to the channel and comment down below, they help the channel out a lot, but showing this outfit actually reminds me I am in the process of getting a new VTube model right now. Now, it's not that I don't love the models that Suzu and Remixon and Salem have made me over the years. I think they're fantastic, but as of right now, I've been using them for years, and like how I update channel assets, sometimes this is an asset that I want to update a little bit as well. So I have a new model that is in the works, and a benefit of the new model is I should be able to more easily, financially at least, pay for extra outfits to be made for that model over time. So in the future, I am going to be having a fan art contest where you will design a new outfit for the character that is on screen right now, and that outfit, if it wins, is going to be one that is paid for in order to be actually integrated into the channel proper. And maybe more than one will end up getting integrated, but the first one that will be integrated will 100% be whichever one is deemed best via a combination of community vote, mod vote, and then, of course, my vote. That said, that announcement out of the way, if you want to show your fan art in future episodes, then please consider dropping it into the fan art section. Also, please do me a favor, if you are submitting fan art specifically to be outfit designs, then make sure to say so in the Discord with your fan art, otherwise it will just be treated as standard fan art. That said, Riley Gaines is very, very angry right now at Keisha Lance Bottoms. Keisha Lance Bottoms is one of the people who is trying to run for governor of Georgia. So I think you should take a listen to what is being said here, and then we are going to have a bit of fun with this particular scenario.
To be clear, if that bill did cross your desk as governor, would you have signed it or vetoed it?
Now, the bill they're talking about is the Riley Gaines Act, and the Riley Gaines Act is supposed to be an act that prevents trans people from being able to compete in sports. There you go.
I don't support the government making decisions about who should compete in athletics. I believe that decision should be left to respective athletic associations.
So you would have vetoed it?
Yes.
Okay. From my perspective, that's reasonable. And from a Republican perspective, that should also be reasonable, because ostensibly, Republicans are the people who are all about small government. They are all about the government not interfering in your life. Meanwhile, they actually really want the government to interfere in your life, because they desperately want to make certain that the government is telling you what you can and can't do. I guess because they're all actually small, tiny brain children, and they really, really need the idea of a strong, powerful, like, daddy figure, and somehow they got Trump for that one, so they got the weird rape, like, they got the weird rapist uncle instead. But, I mean, I can't really control where the system threw them in foster care, so what are we gonna do? But they really want that powerful figure that tells them what's good and right and moral and what's not, as evidenced by the amount of them that also really, really, really try to adhere as hard as humanly possible to whatever their pastor tells them the Bible says. Jasta says, what do you mean Dobbs isn't small government? Make the government just small enough to fit in your bedroom. I want the government small enough to fit on your phone, small enough to fit in your bedroom, small enough to fit in your church, small enough to fit in your brain, small enough to fit basically everywhere that you live and breathe. But don't worry, it's not big. It's not big, don't worry. Now, I should probably contextualize something for you all as well. Riley Gaines, the person who this act is named after, by the way, that's so fucking frustrating. Riley Gaines got mad because she tied for 5th place with a trans swimmer. 5th place. She is mad because she tied with one and the trophy was held in a picture by one. That is the basis that we are creating laws for. That's insane to me. And that should be insane to you. That should sound nightmarishly fucking stupid. When you get 5th place, when you are a loser, and you start raising all hell in the United States government because you had to share the spotlight with a trans woman for it just makes you look like one of the most pathetic bullies on the planet. You know those stories where like this happens in shonen anime, this happens in manga, this happens in American cartoons all the time. You know those stories where there's like this really, really prolific bully who's like super strong and super powerful and has all kinds of influence and they're just the worst of the worst. And then you find out that the reason that they are that way is because their home life is absolutely fucked and everything about their life is one of the most miserable existences of all time. Yes, this is the plot of Kill la Kill. I promise you it's a good show. That's Riley Gaines, to me, without any of the actual, like, good character development that happens in any of those shows. She just reeks to me of a person whose home life is so goddamn miserable that she has to take it out on everybody else. Or, alternatively, the people who pay her are those people because she gets paid a lot of money to be a vocal bigot. Kimna says, couldn't think of a more loser wins for no reason situation. Damwin says, were you just doo-dooing on the first level theme of Bubsy? Look, Bubsy's not a good game, okay? Is not. Lol says, everyone is free to live exactly by the values they live by. Yeah, but that's not what conservatives do. That's not what they allow for. They want government to sound small, but be large. Zor says, Kill la Kill is unironically peak, and it sucks that so many fans can only see the fact that the characters have skimpy outfits. I feel like if they could only see the fact that the characters in Kill la Kill have skimpy outfits, then they aren't actually fans of Kill la Kill. Like, they're just gooners. And I'm not trying to gatekeep. They're allowed to like the thing, but I feel like ignoring the plot of that show is wild to me. Old Gus says, Mr. Perfect, Atla mention. I mean, yeah, Atla has the same story arc for Zuko. Like, his story arc is the same. Did you see the Studio Trigger animations for the Star Wars animated shorts? I don't remember if I did or not. But, anyways, there are gigantic Twitter accounts, like the XXXY Athletics. I guess people who have Klinefelters just aren't allowed to do sports, by the way. Like, that's what that means. But saying it's their main plank, erasure of women, vote accordingly. So the argument here is that Democrats are trying to erase women. Now, let me be clear. What does that even fucking mean? I have no idea what that is supposed to mean. Because I don't think that it's the Democrats that are trying to erase women. But I can tell you one way that you would slowly erode women. It would be by knocking out their rights, right? It would be by attacking their human rights. I feel like that is one way that you would slowly erase or erode women. Anyway, the House Republican funding bill includes extreme abortion-related provisions. Republicans' funding bill blocks access to abortion and reproductive health care by prohibiting any funding to Planned Parenthood health clinics, funding to implement the Biden administration's executive orders that increase access to abortion, services, getting rid of that, prohibiting Title X health clinics from providing information on abortion, preventing Title X health clinics from providing referrals for abortion, preventing funding to a hospital or postgraduate's physician training program if it provides medical education on abortion. Like, literally, you can't even know what a fucking abortion looks like from a medical perspective, according to this bill from the fucking United States Republicans. Don't worry. The 12 trans athletes in existence will erase women from sports. And that is supposed to matter more than actually erasing women's rights to their own bodies. And actively book-burning research on how we handled those bodies in the first place. How do you live in this kind of bizarro world? Steigander says allowing the murder of abortion providers or seekers. Oh, right. The fucking bounty hunting program? That one? Why is this? Like, this is the thing that Republicans push for. Remember, government's so small, it fits everywhere in your life, and you have to breathe it in. Steigander says, know something else? Oh, shit, something other than that? Please, send it to me. But don't worry, it's the handful of trans women who are actively participating in sports that we need to be worried about. Those ones. Okay, let's look at this one. GOP lawmakers propose amendment legalizing murder to stop abortions. When you are, oh my fucking God. When you're so pro-life, you're pro-murder, I guess. A GOP proposed state constitutional amendment in North Carolina is seeking to make abortion completely illegal, adding in protections for people who commit murder in order to stop a person from obtaining the procedure. How does that make any fucking sense? No, that's not hyperbole then. No. Hold on. The proposed amendment. Let's look at the amendment. Let's look at the actual wording of the amendment. I don't want to see how this is hyperbolized. I want to see the actual wording of the amendment. An act to amend the North Carolina Constitution to declare a distinct and separate human life begins at the moment of fertilization, blah, 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 blah. Shall be held in... It is a matter of indisputable fact that a distinct and separate human life begins at the moment of fertilization. The amendment set out in Section 2 of this act shall be submitted to qualified voters. Constitutional amendment to recognize that a distinct separate human life begins at the moment of fertilization, and this individual person is entitled to the protection of the laws of the state from the moment of fertilization until that moment of natural death. Oh. So like how you can kill somebody and it is justified if it is in defense of someone else, you would be allowed to kill a doctor if it is in defense of an unborn child. That's what they're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what the verbiage of this effectively reads. Right? Because if we are granting all of those same rights, and we are granting the right to protect them with anything up into including murder, said you are wrong, not a doctor, the whole fucking clinic? I mean, I guess that would be reductio ad absurdum. That's what would come from that. I guess so. Fucking hell. But don't worry. Riley Gaines thinks that actually women's rights are being threatened by the Democrats because of a handful of trans swimmers. Don't worry. That's the thing we should be worried about. Not people being allowed to go bounty hunt people who may or may not go get abortions. Not states trying to limit your ability to travel in order to do things with your own fucking body. Not states trying to propose legislations so that they can actively kill medical providers and burn books up that just... That it's not reductio, it's literally in the bill. I mean, I'm not entitled to protection of the laws of this state from the moment of fertilization. Any person who willfully seeks to destroy the life of another person by any means at any stage of life or succeeds in doing so shall be held accountable for attempted murder in the first degree, respectively. Any person has the right to defend his or her own life or the life of another person, even by the use of deadly force, if necessary, from willful destruction by another person. The state has an interest and a duty to defend innocent persons from willful destruction of their own lives and to punish those who take the lives of persons, born or unborn, who have not committed any crime punishable by death. Wait, hold on. So this also means that if a doctor performs an abortion, you can revenge kill them. That's what the fucking verbiage of that means. You are allowed to punish that person with death for doing so. But don't worry. The Republicans are the ones who actually have women's rights in hand. They actually care about them so much, and they are so pro-life that they are willing to increase the fucking body count of both women and their healthcare providers in order to let their twisted ass, fuck ass ideology perpetuate. But don't worry. Trans swimmers are a problem, and they are a problem that need to be addressed. No, we can't let a Democrat be governor of Georgia because then we might have one more trans athlete to worry about, or maybe even two. Clueless says, which state? It's North Carolina. It's North Carolina. The problem is, when a bill like this is able to pass, it gets replicated elsewhere. Every time, because like I remember this with when the Don't Say Gay bill thing was passing in Florida. Every time somebody was like, "Well, it's only Florida." No, it's not. No, it's not. It never is. It never is. Georgia did a heartbeat bill, and then everybody around us did a heartbeat bill. Florida did the Don't Say Gay bill, and then fucking Texas did one. Just When a conservative area, when a red-coded area is able to get one of these passed, it emboldens every other state to do the same, because I promise you, every single one of those members in Congress are either in bed with each other or they are actively talking with each other about their bills and amendments. They are not isolated. None of us exist in a vacuum. Oh yes, I can see the ads now. Men, are your swimmers trans? It's just a fucking honor-killing law. Functionally. But don't worry, Riley. Trans swimmers, that's what we got to be worried about. Oh, and by the way, it's not even moral outrage that is my argument here. No. That would be stupid. No, I'm actually going to use actual fucking data. The views on abortion in the United States have consistently, from 1995 to 2026, been above 50% approval rate. We are currently at a 60% across the United States with the citizenry approval of abortion as a medically provided item. It's not just that what they are trying to suggest is morally reprehensible, it is also the fact that it is blatantly against the will of the people. Pew Research has the data for this. Have fun with that information. And there's going to be somebody that goes, well, the bill was just introduced. It wasn't actually passed yet. That doesn't fucking matter. A bill was introduced. That means some dumbass felt that they actually could pass it through. They thought there was a chance, or that there was some moral reason to introduce it into the social zeitgeist. Either one of those scenarios is bad. It passing is bad. People feeling like it's appropriate to put it out there is bad. All of that is bad. It's all bad. And we're supposed to just act like this is normal. Like this is just normal. Guys, in my description, DSA, go and do something. Go and actively work with the people in your local area to get representatives or get anybody who can be put at the local level to help defend your freedoms and the freedoms of your loved ones, because this shit's gonna keep happening. Like it's not gonna stop. Like I hate to tell you this, but I don't get to stop talking about this ever, very likely, and you don't get to stop being affected by it ever, very likely. So why don't both of us, at the very least, go vote against it as the tiny thing you can do? And if you want to try to get other people in power that can actually do more for us, again, the DSA is there as a vehicle that has successfully done that. Even if it's vice signaling, that means they think it's beneficial to do so. Yep. I miss talking about Magic the Gathering cards. People should run more removal in Commander. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.